Mariah Weston Kuhn remembers the sound of crushing metal and breaking glass. She remembers the sound of screams as the road around her went dark. She remembers the white Toyota Corolla that crashed into the front of her family's rental car while traveling in Ireland in December 2019. In an article written by Julia Joy, titled "The Real Reason Why Cars Are More Dangerous for Women," published by the Columbia magazine, she states, "My small intestine was ruptured by my seatbelt, and I required emergency surgery." She recounts this devastating injury that forced her to miss a semester of college as she recovered. Interestingly enough, though, Kuhn's father and brother were sitting in the front seat of that rental car and received little to no injuries, while Kuhn and her mother suffered severe injuries from the back seat. I remember reading this article when I first got my license and remembering that I thought that there was a drastic difference between injuries received between women and men in car accidents. This led me to do extensive research on the safety implements that are put in place to protect us in car accidents. Think of 10 women you know. Think of 10 men you know. On average, 7 of those women are more likely to be injured, and 2 of those women are more likely to die in that exact same injury compared to men. If you would look at my presentation. The Department of Transportation stated in an article titled "Injuries to Vulnerable Population and Women" that women are 73% more likely to be injured and 17% more likely to be killed in frontal collisions than men. This diagram shows where they're more likely to be injured when compared to men, where there will be more injuries on the neck and the arms and legs compared to men. That could be your mom, that could be your friends, your sisters, and that leads one to wonder what led to these disparities in car safety. It is evident that there are several issues when it comes to car safety. That's dealing with the crash test dummies you put in place, to seatbelts and biological and physiological differences that are not taken into account. Firstly, car crash test dummies are designed after male bodies and disregard female safety. The Department of Transportation, Charlie Lokia, the author of "Why Female Crash Test Dummies Have No Place in Safety Testing Today," states that female crash test dummies are rarely used in test safety procedures, despite the fact that women obviously drive to work, take road trips, and drive with friends. Female bodies react differently than male bodies in car crashes, and yet there are no female crash test dummies put in place when doing these safety test procedures, despite the fact that 50% of drivers are women. Secondly, seatbelts adhere to male bodies and disregard females. The Department of Transportation states that for females, the shoulder belt may rest too close or too high on the neck, while the lower seatbelt may be too high on the abdomen rather than low across their laps. Seatbelts are often designed for the average male torso, which can lead to improper fit for women, increasing the risk of injuries or whiplash and an increase in abdominal trauma. Lastly, there are biological and physiological differences that are not taken into account. In an article published by Margret Nhial in an article titled "The Analysis of Individual Differences on the Pelvic and Spine Alignment," women have wider pelvises, which affect how seatbelts distribute force during a crash, potentially leading to higher rates of abdominal and pelvic trauma. Women generally have less muscle mass and more bone density compared to men, which can lead to them be more susceptible to injuries like fractures or soft tissue trauma. In conclusion, it's clear that there are many weak points in safety for women. whether that's talking about the crash test dummies used, to the seatbelts, to several physiological and biological differences that are not taken into account. To fix this issue, we must start implementing crash test dummies that resemble women to protect our mothers and our daughters, to make our roads safer for everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Drive safe. That was kind of bad, but I got through it.